That's amazing. Hi folks, Grandpa Greenwald, old man with a pan. Well, today we're going to cook a Boston butt roast. I have a 9-pound Boston butt here. As you know, the Boston butt is not really the butt, it's the shoulder part of the hog. So we're going to get this thing ready to go. I peeled a bunch of garlic. I have a whole head of garlic here to stuff inside there. So backside's got a nice big fat cap on it. I'm gonna leave that just as it is. I might do let me put some slices in. See if I can get some slices down in there. But we're gonna cook that on the bottom. There you go. We got some nice slices in that back end there. All right, might as well start with the seasoning back there. I have some salt and pepper mixture. I put it in a cup so I wouldn't be spilling it all over the place when I season this. But we're going to get some all over the entire roast. Get some down on that side, and I'm going to rub it in also. This kosher salt seems to just soak into the meat. All right, I think that's about it. I don't know that we need much more of that salt on there. All right, we have our whole thing coated with. Let me move this out of the way. No, don't need any more salt right now or anything else in our way here. So you see we have lots of salt and pepper on that baby here. The next thing we're going to do, I'm going to stick some of this garlic down inside, and I'm not going to put whole cloves. Kind of like half clove. So we just poke a hole like that and get it started, and it should, I'm right by the bone here. And let's stick those babies wherever we can get them. That's going to season inside our roast. Nothing better than some roasted garlic, especially from the inside. All right, turn it over on this side. So what I'm doing is just poking a hole. Let's see if I can get like 3 pieces out of this one. Don't need those big giant ones in there, but poking a hole, pulling the knife out, and there where I poke that hole, I'm sticking in a piece of garlic down in there. All righty. We put a whole clove of garlic in. It is a whole head of garlic. One of these guys, a whole head of garlic down in there. So it's going to be yummy, yummy, yummy. We've got our salt and pepper in there. Now I have some brown sugar, some dark brown sugar. It makes no difference. Some dark brown sugar, light brown sugar. Again, put that all over there. I got garlic falling out. I got garlic falling in. All right. Look at that. Does that look nice? Doesn't that look nice? See if we can stick that baby back in there. Okay. Now, last thing I need to do Well, it's not the last thing I need to do. One thing I'd like to do, let me go ahead and rinse my hands here. So I start out with some clean hands. Then I'm gonna take my jacquard, the jacquard with the little knives that poke out, spring loaded there. And I'm just gonna give that a couple of stabs and push some of that salt, some of the sweet and sour salt down inside the roast. The black pepper. Just a little bit. We're not gonna kill it. But this is poking. Every time we do it, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 little holes are being poked. And we're pushing some of this goodness down inside there. All right. That's enough of that mess for right now. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful roast. All righty then. So we have our roast seasoned. It's ready to go. I have the oven's preheated for 475 degrees. You notice we didn't sear this. We didn't sear this baby. On these type of pork roast, or when I'm cooking it like this, stuffed with the garlic, I like to just sear it cook it in the pan. Just put it in the pot, let it cook, it'll sear itself. So in this case, we have a giant, a quite large pot, like a 4 or 5 gallon cast iron. Actually, it's a hanging pot for outdoors. So we're gonna put that baby down in there, and I'm gonna spray a little bit of cooking oil. I'm putting fat side down for right now. Fat side down, drop it in the pot. So this is what we got. We got it sitting in the pot. It's coated with the salt and pepper and the light coating of brown sugar. We're gonna put it in the oven. It's 475 degrees, and I'm gonna turn it on for 30 minutes. Set the timer for 30 minutes. It's gonna sear this top. It's gonna get it bubbling. It's gonna get it smoking in here. So we're gonna get a pan seared just by dropping it in the oven there. All day. So there you go. We're going in the oven at 475 degrees, and we'll check back probably in about 30 minutes. I'll pull this baby out. We'll get some close-up views of what's going on as we lay the sprigs of rosemary onto the Boston butt. Alrighty. Wowzer. All right, look at that roast. Wow. Let me get a helper in here to help me. So we had it in for 30 minutes at 475. I put it 5 more minutes at 500 degrees, and you can see it's just sizzling like crazy. What I neglected to do though is put a trivet in the bottom. So I'm going to get my helper in here. My wife is going to drop that trivet down in when I lift this roast up. And you can just set it right down in there. It'll be nice and easy. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it's burning.
It ain't gonna burn you, just set it down there. Why don't you just set it in the pan?
Because it's going to splatter on there. I'm afraid it's going to burn you. It's getting really sour.
There you go. There you go. Okay, good. All righty, we got the trivet in the pan. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. We got the trivet in the pan. We need to get this baby back in the oven. So we're gonna peel some sprigs of rosemary and put on there. It's smelling amazing as it is with that brown sugar. The rosemary is starting to pick up that foot off of flavor too now. Kind of like pinching it, breaking it apart. The aromas really come out then. Still sizzling down in there. I like that. You can't tell me that doesn't look yummy, yummy, yummy. Get in my tummy. It's getting in my tummy. Alrighty. That's what we got. Boston butt in a cast iron Dutch oven. It's been 3.5 hours total. We put the first 30 minutes at 475, bumped it up to 500 right at the end. After that 30 minutes, we brought it out. We put the rosemary on it, a little bit of mustard, put it back in at 325 for 1 hour. Didn't open it, didn't look at it. I put it back on at 235, or turn the fire down to 235 for 2 hours. So we have 3.5 hours total. All right, let's take a look at it. Wowzer. Wowzer, our mustard didn't go anywhere. I'm gonna brush that around a little bit. Go ahead and brush it around, and I'll remove the lid and set it back in. Set it back in for just a few minutes, that baby. Look at it sizzling now. (194 degrees). Our roast is done, falling apart. Where I poked those holes, look at that juice just oozing out there. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to get in that. Taste that garlic. We have a whole, remember, we had a whole head of garlic down in there. Alrighty, we'll give it a couple hours to rest, cool off. We can handle it. We'll pull it out and chop it up. Alrighty, folks, we've given this long enough to cool down. So we're gonna take a look at it. Or I'm gonna take a look at it. I'm gonna take it out of this pan and get it onto this other pan. Oh, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Big old chunk of garlic sitting there in the bottom of the pan. Okay, we'll pull the holes. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Anybody for a pork sandwich? All right, let me take a taste. First, I'm going to taste the garlic. Ah! The garlic is really, really, really good. I think we need a little bit of that. And a little bit of this. There's a nice, soft, juicy piece. Wow, it's really, really, really tasty. Let me move this camera up so you can take a closer look. All righty, we're gonna call success on this cook. This is delicious. Delicious, just like it is. You put salt on it if you want. It's a pork roast. This Boston butt, the pork shoulder, It just chopped into a roast, a fatty roast, but delicious, delicious with all that moisture in there. What we haven't done is look at the bottom. I have a couple of pieces here that look like they fell off the bottom. But you remember we put the fat cap down. Look at that, baby. Nice and soft. Look at that. Let me taste it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. That's how I like it. Nice, moist throughout the whole roast. That's delicious. Moist, moist, moist. There you go. I'm gonna call it quits, get it wrapped up and put away. Success, folks. Thanks for coming by.